All right, let's talk about Death Wish. This was a film that came out and was hated as all hell, but I wasn't surprised because it is Eli Roth, and everyone loves to hate on Eli Roth, and because we have this whole gun debate going on in the country. It just kind of came out at the wrong time for sure. But personally, for me, I feel like this movie came out at the right time because, and this is where opinions start to come in and people will start blasting me for my opinion on, stick to movies, man, don't make it political. I'm not trying to, but I can't talk about a film like this without voicing some of that opinion. So, whatever. Anytime I see like a school shooting or something, pretty much my first thought, or one of my first thoughts, obviously, my first thought is that's fucking horrible. I can't even imagine what these parents are going through, what these people are going through, what the kids went through, all that stuff, obviously. So we'll say my second thought is that these lunatics, these fucking people who get it in their head that they have to go out, and now, of course, I'm not trying to speak to those people. They're fucking nuts. So you can't really figure out their reasoning behind things. But anytime I see that, I'm always just sitting there like, really? You had to kill kids? You couldn't have found some fucking pedophile, some fucking murderer, some piece of shit, and went and shot them? Like you had to pick kids? So I don't know. For me, a film like this is extremely cathartic. I watch this kind of movie because I have children, because I have a life, because, I can't go out and become a vigilante. But there are times in your life where you want to become. And of course, there's lots of people out there and there's like, two wrongs don't make a right, and killing's never right, and all this and that. I'm not gonna sit here and argue that. That's not what this is about. But I guess in a fictional sense especially, I love vigilante justice. So this is the kind of film that appeals to me 100%. I am a big fan of the Death Wish series, especially part 3. That movie is just out of control. It is so ridiculously over the top. If you haven't seen Death Wish 3, definitely watch 1 and 2 first so you can see the tonal change of 3 and how just like all of a sudden they were like, in 3, how about instead of him just being like a regular Joe on the street, he becomes fucking Rambo. It really just gets that ridiculous. He takes on like a full street gang and he must kill fucking 100 people in the movie. It's like the end of Commando or something where he just goes total John Matrix on everyone. It's fantastic. Anyway, so I didn't get to catch this in theaters, unfortunately. It didn't come to my theaters. No surprise there. And I like Eli Roth. I loved Cabin Fever, and I loved the Hostel film. So right there, you can already be like, ugh. But I did. I had a good time with them. They're fucking fun. People take films way too seriously sometimes. Like they seem to have like one gauge, and anything kind of goes outside of those parameters, they're just like, nope, shut it down. Don't like. I'm not trying to say I'm better, but I'm pretty much open to whatever. Like I can put myself into the right mindset for almost any movie. Like you can show me a romantic comedy, and then you can show me like a fucking action movie, and then you can show me like a period piece, and then you can like a drama or something, and then you can whatever. And I can always like adjust my mind to fit all of those things. And those films are just fun. They're just goofy fun. Like these fucking kids kicking around a head at the end of Hostel 2 like a soccer ball and it's fucking funny. That's fun. I don't get it. I don't know why people, what did they expect? Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Hostel 2. I'm here to talk about Death Wish. Now, this is a remake, obviously, of the Bronson film, and this has been updated for modern times. I feel like it being called Death Wish is unnecessary, to be honest. I'm not saying that it doesn't follow some of the things that he does have the same name, Paul Kersey and whatnot. But revenge films are revenge films. Like vigilante films are vigilante films. They're almost always Death Wish. So just labeling it Death Wish is purely just to try to sell tickets. Absolutely. And the fact that they attach Bruce Willis to it and all that, It's just a way to try to get people in the theater. But you could have called this anything you wanted, changed his name, and it would just be yet another vigilante film. What separates this one for me was how fucking violent some of the kills were. And that's what is to be expected from an Eli Roth film. There is some excellent gore and kills in this film, and I love that shit. If you're not into that shit, if you don't want to see heads explode and all that kind of stuff, then this isn't your kind of movie. I mean, it's Eli Roth. I don't know. That's what I expected. I also like that this is set in modern times, and it kind of shows you how different things are now. Now, we're not factoring in forensics as much here. Like, that is almost kind of outright ignored to an extent. Because there would be like CSI guys on the scene, they'd find little things, and you can't get away with shit these days. But I like the addition of stuff like YouTube tutorials, man. I have fixed my refrigerator, my computers, my everything. I have saved thousands of dollars. I've changed all the brakes on all my family's cars, everything, because of YouTube tutorials. I watch them and I can figure them out. I can do anything. And he basically becomes a vigilante by watching YouTube tutorials. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I totally believe this. I totally believe that you could do this because I've done pretty much every goddamn thing on there. Also, like, just how social media has affected everything and how fast, clips can get out there, and the fact that everyone has a camera in their hand now and can upload it to a place where everyone can see it in a minute and it can go viral and you can be on the television tomorrow. You don't have to have the news around. You don't have to have these kinds of things. Like, if you commit a crime, there might be a person 10 feet away that has a camera that you can't even see and is filming you, and it's just gonna pop it up on freaking YouTube or whatever, and there you go. You're famous, and they might have caught your face. So you can get caught a trillion different ways now. But I like how that was played off. Bruce Willis is Bruce Willis in this. I don't really feel like, just almost to a little lesser degree, his acting is pretty wooden for real. I don't know. Willis has been pretty much Willis, like this Willis, for at least 10 or 15 years. The John McClane of Die Hard and those kinds of characters, I don't know. I just don't think that they're there anymore. He just kind of reads his lines. But the action sequences and all the introductions of all the things that I just mentioned and a lot of cool scenes, I just had a really good time watching this. I knew what to expect going in. I knew what to expect from Eli Roth. I knew what to expect from Bruce Willis. And I got those things. And I was fully entertained. Vincent D'Onofrio's in this, and he is underused like crazy. But he's not bad. He's just underused. And then, what's his name? Dean freaking, whatever. The dude who plays a cop in literally every fucking thing he's in. He's in Breaking Bad and whatnot. He's the same character in every fucking show. He's that cop. He's typecast like a motherfucker, but he plays it so well. And the ending of this film was so satisfying to me. I loved it. I loved the last freaking shot. I loved how it all wrapped up. I thought it was good. It's pretty damn predictable, but who cares? I don't expect anything else. This isn't as gritty as the original. Like that, I don't know. That felt like more of like a crime drama, freaking it just had that 70s feel to it. Like a lot of those films had back then, like a Serpico or something. That's not here. This is more glossy. This is much more modern. And with the internet and all that stuff to it, it doesn't have that dirty feel like the original. So if you're looking for like the original Death Wish, it doesn't feel like that at all. So that's why I said, like, you could have called this whatever you wanted. It's not like they put it in the 70s and they made it more like this. But let's get something straight real quick. Charles Bronson was not much of an actor. He was a very intimidating man, and I really enjoy him. And I really enjoy the films that he's in and the performances that he gives. But he ain't Daniel Day-Lewis, okay? He's not a great actor. He has fine moments and stuff. I'm not going to say he doesn't. But to be like, oh my God, like don't talk about Death Wish like it's a fucking masterpiece, okay? Like it's a fun ass film for sure. But Charles Bronson has a very limited range, as does Bruce Willis. So I feel like they're pretty comparable. I think Bronson does a better job in his movie than Willis does here. But if you put Willis in this back in the 90s, it would have been much better. But I still had a good time. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this too damn much. This has already went much longer than I expected. Yeah, this is a tough one because it's so hated. And there's people who are really enjoying it and people who really hate the fucking shit out of it. So it's a hard recommendation. But if you think that whatever I just said works for you, then check it out. All right, guys.